If you clicked on this video, you are probably someone who has a similar view on the game as myself. Good, you're welcome. This is a safe place. Feel comfortable. You can openly talk shit about the other games here in the comments. Don't feel restricted in any way. It's not like Joseph or Pagamin are gonna come after you. Ubisoft could silence you, but do we really care? So don't feel suppressed. No pun intended. First and foremost, I have to make a disclaimer. With this video, I'm not saying that all the other Far Cry games are trash. I'm only saying that the most enjoyable for me personally was the third game in the franchise, and it is the one that made in the gaming industry the biggest impact. For the people that live under a rock, Far Cry is a single-player action-adventure. A first-person shooter game series created by Ubisoft, a franchise that started off pretty weak, expanded on that, and then changed the whole gaming world with a third one. Fun, exciting and adventurous, a punch in the face of every other single shooter in that time period. A breath of fresh air, ready to sweep under your nose and intoxicate you and let you die slowly with a smile on your face. Too much? Too much. Well, let me tell you, you will have fun with this one. Happiness is guaranteed. If you don't know the plot or haven't played it, here you go. In this game you are Jason Brody, an American rich party kid that with his brother and friends goes to have some party time and ends up on the beautiful, fictional and tropical Rook Island, and ends up while doing parachuting in a pirate's camp, and so meeting the main villain of the game, the iconic Vaz. Escaping the camp, you find out your friends have been captured in different locations, and trying to find them you're helping the now better known Rakyats, the local tribe who has been having issues with the pirates. Jason also gets a tattoo from the Rakyats that allows him to get more skilled over time. And not only skills improve but his whole character. Jason becomes more aware, and from the cliche boring guy that he was, he changes and becomes a brave warrior of the tribe that is ready to sacrifice everything to save his friends. With in between an awesome adventure, exploring the islands and finding every nook and cranny of this beautiful oasis. Fun and chaos are assured, and it showed. The game was a success, with ratings between 80 and 90. It was an amazing evolution from the previous titles and created the well-known Ubisoft structure. I call it this way because most of Ubisoft games are from this point on with this type of structure, open world structure. It is a structure in chunks that are revealed through towers that per se were some minigames that were quite different from one another, revealing so the surrounding areas. Outposts, hunting grounds, chests and collectibles were also shown to have a better view of the island. You could also unlock more weapons without the need to give your money out with unlocking these towers. Outposts being the most important point of interest. They're used to fast travel and are quite the greatest thing that existed. You could go in on them with an AK-47 or flamethrower, Rambo style, or you could use bow and silencer to go for a stealth approach, being almost every time the fun approach. Challenging yourself not to be seen, deactivating the alarms and killing every single one of them with a fast and silent approach. And the skill tree helped immensely. The skills you acquired really felt important to progress. Every single one molded your approach on your enemy and so being a meaningful reason to scare your character. You could chain your attack or kill them stealthy from different locations. Health and movement being also improved. I mean, I don't think you would like to be a turtle without the shell. And you're probably thinking,
well, Gaming Reforged, every single game now is like that.
Yes, but in 2012 it wasn't. And Far Cry 3 being one that actually implemented this stuff so greatly, made it the best. There was so much heart into this game, and you could feel the love the company gave this game. You were drawn more and more into the game, and as yourself cared to know more, to be more present in this world. The world was actually alive and everything you did made an impact on the gameplay. There was a direct reaction to your action. Everything tied together perfectly, no matter where you had to or go to. Everything seemed meaningful and with purpose, being the reason why random encounters were a big deal. You could drive many of the vehicles of the game and meet pirates doing patrolling on their boats or cars, pirates creating small fire camps and being attacked by wild animals. You being attacked by wild animals. All tied with a great shooting part, fun and smooth. And let me tell you, many shooters in 2012 were not. Hunting was fun, being able to create more weapon holsters or ammo pouches through the skin you take of the hunted animals. You could craft drugs with plants you find on the island, and much more. But all this would not feel so natural if it wasn't combined with great narratives. A fun storyline with many memorable missions. One I remember very good being the one where you burn down a wheat camp with a flamethrower, with a beautiful reggaeton song in the back and causing chaos everywhere. And many more equally ingrained in my brain. The final mission and also the Vars mission, for example. And apropos, let's not forget about Vars. That, like I already said, is one of the greatest villains in video game history. Such a fun and psychotic character at the same time, being quotable and being so realistic in every single scene. Every time I see his character, I always remember the amazing interpretation of the Joker from Heath Ledger, being an amazing performance in The Dark Knight.
Why so serious?
The actor of Vars really seems to have put effort and heart into this character, and made him this magical experience that has hardly been remade. But Ubisoft tried it too many times in every Far Cry game. Pagan-Min in the 4th one, Joseph in the 5th, and Far Cry 6 has also its own kind of villain. But none could make you experience the same thing as Vars. The main character, also equally important, Jason Brody. Like I said, boring dude that becomes this warrior. Yes, an amazing hero story per se, but you slowly start to see how he's changing, and not in a good way, being slowly drawn to sanity. And if you think about everything I said till this moment, you start to realize that many games try to implement this exact mechanics, gameplay wise and story wise, but none could make it work as well. So regardless if you played the newer titles first, you will have a beautiful and memorable experience in this one. You will see from the beginning how much love is in this game and how important it was at that time to now have very functional open world games. It made a long-lasting impact on the gaming world and is still now a great pick. But this was also a little downfall for Ubisoft. Of course they are rich and don't care about the opinion of a guy doing YouTube content in his room, but after this formula they started to make more and more games with the same formula, and for that reason failing the same every single time, and trying to make it different with adding content and changing the texture of the game. This also being the reason I came to the conclusion that yes, Far Cry 3 is still the best Far Cry game, because regardless of when you play it, you will have fun and experience the true essence of this formula, this world, this story. New games might try to have the same formula, but will always somewhat fail to put in the love, effort and attention that made this game such a great deal. Now all they care about is microtransactions and how dumb the weapon can look, and this opinion was formed while only looking at the single player. This game also had a multiplayer, hella fun that failed miserably in a short time period. And also map editor. That was a success, an amazing creation that had become one of the best things, with a big fan base creating great maps that sometimes are more fun than any other DLC of the newer games. Apropos DLC, Far Cry 3 gave us the best expansion someone could ask for. I had to talk about it. An 80s techno sci-fi experience called Blood Dragon, with so much nostalgia put into it, that came to become one of the best expansions in gaming history. A more futuristic, fun experience. And I mean, dinos are always great. Sci-fi dinos? Even more. It was an expansion that said I actually am relevant, and not some weapon skin or some bullshit extra that has no big change in the game's narrative. It was meant to give a great entertainment and fun experience. So Far Cry 3 is, like you can tell, one of my favorite games. I played it many times and is one beloved title within my heart. So thank you Ubisoft, and thanks to you who have reached this point in this video. I appreciate you and would like to hear your experience with this game in the comments below. What is the moment that stuck into your brain? Have you even played this, and if not, did I get you interested? Let me know in the comments below. Give me your thoughts, leave a like and remember to subscribe while I get back to playing the game. After your opinion, you could also watch this Moonlight review or the one that I made about Esto, or go to the channel page and watch my earlier videos. You will have a blast.